Arnold Schwarzenegger reveals the truth about his steroid addiction. Steroid use has grown significantly in the world of competitive sports, which is not a secret. Numerous athletes have used steroids to give themselves an advantage over rivals, including baseball players, mixed martial artists, and Olympians. Bodybuilding is no exception, as the general public likes to point out, and at the Arnold Classic Africa, 7-time Mr. Olympia himself, Arnold Schwarzenegger, spoke at a seminar about the use of performance-enhancing drugs in contemporary bodybuilding in a snippet that was published by Evolution of Bodybuilding. To know the truth about Arnold Schwarzenegger's steroid addiction, just continue watching the video. And for more interesting content just like this one, subscribe to our channel, Bodybuilding Olympians. Schwarzenegger pointed out that the one aspect of the issue is that the modern amateur competitors resemble old-school professionals. He also acknowledged that the sport has advanced in an amazing way over the few years, but he raised concern about the drugs that some athletes feel under pressure to use as a supplement. According to Schwarzenegger, many people have begun to believe that using drugs will improve their performance. But if you believe that 2 pills can help you, some guys will argue that taking 10 will increase your benefit factor by 5. Following that, they overdose. The National Institute on Drug Abuse reports that most males in their 20s and 30s who exercise with weights are the majority of people who abuse anabolic steroids. Statistics on steroid abuse are difficult to come by because they are not typically included in national surveys. Of all time, Arnold Schwarzenegger is the most well-known bodybuilder. After appearing in adored Hollywood movies like Conan the Barbarian, The Terminator, and Total Recall, he rose to international fame. The goal of many bodybuilders is to be like him. However, given the widespread usage of performance-enhancing drugs in the bodybuilding community, some fans are curious as to whether Arnold Schwarzenegger utilized steroids to develop his physique. He said that he only occasionally used steroids. Because he didn't want to get dependent on them, he would only use them during the months leading up to the bodybuilding competition. According to Men's Health, he utilized them less frequently than many contemporary bodybuilders. Arnold Schwarzenegger stated that if he had known the health concerns of using steroids, he would not have done so, and that he wanted bodybuilding to continue to be a respectable sport. He remarked that since the sport is bodybuilding and not body destruction, it makes sense that he would want to move in that manner. Schwarzenegger is aware of the difficulty in convincing bodybuilders and other athletes to cease using steroids. He believes it's particularly challenging to address the issue of steroid use because of how sophisticated the modern drug industry is. He does not, however, believe that the battle against steroid use is useless. Schwarzenegger doesn't want to support bodybuilders or discourage anyone from using steroids, especially kids, because doing so would send the wrong message to them. However, people should refrain from using medicines and instead take food supplements, vitamins, and all other nutritional items. So guys, don't get addicted to drugs. Instead, get addicted to our channel and smash that subscribe button. Steroids used to improve performance are typically taken in doses of 10 to 100 times higher than what a doctor would recommend for addressing medical issues, whether taken orally, intramuscularly, topically, or as a gel or cream. Contrary to popular belief, using steroids improperly is not an easy approach to gaining muscle mass. The illustrious bodybuilder stated that while eliminating drugs from the sport is not simple, it is necessary for the health of athletes. He mentioned that the World Anti-Doping Agency conducted random drug testing during the Arnold Classic Africa, but he also brought up the issue that many people who use drugs for bodybuilding don't even participate in the competition. He recognizes that it's a huge difficulty in the present world to clean up bodybuilding and any other sport that relies on strength because of the widespread drug usage that exists. He claims that because the medical industry is so smart, there is always a solution. But that doesn't mean we should stop asking the most frequent inquiries, such as, did they take steroids, given how much prevalent drug usage is in sports today? The answer is yes. It seemed as though it was discussed in an open manner with anybody who was questioned. He consumes 3 tablets of Dianabol per day, or so someone else would claim. This isn't to say that it was just in its early stages, because back then, bodybuilders only tested with it because it wasn't against the law. There are men in the gym who are obviously drugged up even if they aren't participating in the competition, remarked Schwarzenegger. How can you remove that? He stated that one solution would be to start educating people about the potential health risks of steroid abuse. It's about getting the word out that it's called bodybuilding rather than body destruction. We want to build the body, not destroy it, the man declared. You should improve your health, fitness, agility, and all other qualities. The 71-year-old Schwarzenegger is serious about the destruction aspect. Although steroids can help with muscle growth, they can also cause hostility, decreased sex drive, heart and renal problems, and the list just goes on. Although he has acknowledged using steroids in the 1970s, he doesn't feel bad about it. He said that he only had the occasional steroid. The first noteworthy fact that he became aware of was a steroid use before the 1967 Mr. Universe competition while looking into the Soviet and East German training techniques. He soon learned that the medications that he was taking were steroids after hearing rumors that they were using performance-enhancing drugs to improve the performance of their swimmers, shot putters, and weightlifters. Because he didn't want to get dependent on them, he would only use them in the months prior to a bodybuilding competition. He utilized them less frequently than many contemporary bodybuilders, according to Men's Health. Schwarzenegger is open about having used steroids in his past. Additionally, he concedes that medical science has changed since then. He doesn't recommend anyone use steroids today though. Arnold didn't specify exactly what he was prescribed, but by taking into account all of the other data from the other interviews we have gathered over the years, we are still able to gather some useful insight into the administration procedures of each compound, oral and injectable, and what kind of drugs would likely fall into these two categories at the same time. We are aware that he used one injectable substance and one oral substance at this time. You see people simply abusing substances and believing that there is a short route to success. However, there isn't a quick fix for success, it just doesn't exist. The only way to succeed, according to Arnold Schwarzenegger, is to put in endless hours of work. Dorian Yates, a 6-time Mr. Olympia winner, and other well-known bodybuilders have spoken out against the hazards of steroid and drug addiction in the bodybuilding field. Dorian Yates warns the next generation about the risks associated with steroid use. Dorian Yates noted that insulin combined with other drugs is more likely to take decades off the user's definition of life, and that the long-term adverse impacts of this greatly exceed the immediate positive results. Arnold Schwarzenegger started using steroids for the first time at the age of 20 before becoming a well-known bodybuilder. He, who was admitted to using steroids when competing as a champion bodybuilder, said he had no regrets about his use of the medicines. A few years ago, Schwarzenegger told ABC's George Stephanopoulos that he had no regrets about what he had done since, at the time, it was a novel product that had just hit the market and he had done it with a doctor's approval. Old gym buddies of Schwarzenegger alleged he regularly injected himself with testosterone-based drugs after arriving in America in 1968 and taking Dianabol in Germany at the age of 17. Nobody would have contested that Arnold had the best physique of his era when he was at the height of his fame. 7 Mr. Olympia trophies, in fact, support this assertion. If you look at the pictures of him at his peak, you'll notice that he has an extremely bulked up physique that is an uncommon one among bodybuilders with natural form. Bulking stacks of legal steroids built on natural supplements is another way to speed up your efforts. These can greatly speed up muscle growth by raising your strength, stamina, and testosterone production. And that is all for today. If you liked the video, please give us a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for more interesting content just like this one. Hit the bell icon to receive notifications whenever a new video is posted, and also spend some time watching some other videos on our channel, and we'll see you in the next one.